Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Today I actually have something to report. Stand by. First, let's talk about this boat and new boats in general. When this arrives from the factory in the box, it is ostensibly ready to run. You can plug your receiver into it, throw the hatch on, tape it up, and go. But if you want it to be completely jetted, there's a lot of stuff you got to do. You got to go through and tighten up all the screws. You got to put Loctite on sensitive areas, clean up your wiring, and just in general. So one of the things I like to do on all my boats is I go to someplace like McMaster Car or a Baba Bolt or even eBay, for crying out loud. And I buy a bunch of these little 3mm grub screws that are stainless steel. And I replace all of those just plain steel ones. They'll rust and, it'll make it hard to get a tool on there, make it hard to break them loose. You just don't want to go there. So for proper maintenance, put stainless in there. It's easy. So I replace everything with stainless. Another little trick is, and I'm sure you know about this, you got to round this top corner and get rid of the bottom screw here and replace it with a nylon screw. Now, it just so happens I am out of M3 nylon screws for the moment. I have some more coming. So in the interim, you can use a zip tie. Make sure this one's snug, but not so tight that it'll override the breakaway rudder function. And that's kind of it. Just inspect everything, make sure everything works. You notice I still have the binder cord. I've filled this up with jam foam. I got a nose full of jam foam. I got jam foam in here, got jam foam in here. And actually my receiver is packed up in some jam foam. And I have the bind cord already plugged in, so I can just turn it on, bind, pull the cord, and away. Now this is just jammed in there. I can get it out. It's not that like it's permanent. And so we're ready to rock and roll. I redid the glue here, tested everything. So this boat, now remember, I and many of my readers, many of my viewers question the longevity of this plastic hull. And as I look at this power system and the rudder, this would make a perfect drive system for the little shrimp boat. If I didn't already have one, I would consider, the way this motor mount works, it would transfer to that real well. That thing will work well with a straight shaft. I think it uses this rudder bracket, so you could use this rudder. You might have to flip the arm, but that's no big deal. So there's a potential use for all the hardware in here once this hull finally self-destructs. So, let's bear that in mind and see how long this works. But this could be a candidate for a little outrigger that size. There's also that little, it's 15.5 inches Vortex hydroplane. The little blue one, what do they call it? The E22. It's from Toucan Hobbies. It's blue and white. And it might well work with this as well. Although the through-hole exit for this is kind of big, and that really wouldn't lend itself to a hydroplane so much. Speaking of hydroplanes, one of my viewers asked me a question the other day, and because I fooled around with ducted fans for a long time, and that's how I got named Dr. Jet, asked me about ducted fans, and he was saying something about ducted fans on a boat. And I sent him a couple of videos that, yeah, here's the world's fastest ducted fan on a boat. It wasn't very fast. Now, fans can be made to go fast. In fact, one of my friends, Daniel Schubler, he makes high-tech fans. He's your typical German scientist. He's just this kid, real tall, dark-haired, lanky young guy, and he's talking about his fans, and with typical German precision, he's saying, oh, the airflow here is 30 meters per second, and when the air gets to here, the airflow accelerates to 60 meters per second. He knew his stuff. He knew his stuff. Anyway, so my viewer asked me about fans on a boat, and I think I recall this particular viewer asking me at one time if I had ever seen this boat. Now, this boat is from the buildrc.com. They sell stuff through eBay. And if you remember that Dona outrigger I had, Big B has one too. In fact, that was Big B's ironclad rigger. And the problem was they were crooked from the factory. They had rounded corners, and whoever built the plug had no idea of a tub with a ski in it, and so the whole tub was the whole ski, but that was a whole nother story. Anyway, they make this kit, and I think my viewer might, in fact, have this kit. Now, this is like 30 inches long, and this is kind of a unusual design. Check it out. It's intended to have a motor in each sponson with a stinger coming out. Now, my guess is these guys experimented a long time before they figured out, oh, this has to be way back here. The sponson bottom is not like a typical hydroplane being flat. It's two little V-hull boats right here. Shallow V's, but they're two V-hull boats, one there and one there. So, and then for some reason they put twin rudders on it. I don't think it needs twin rudders, but they did. So this guy was asking me, this viewer, I don't want to give the viewer's gender away. My viewer questioned me about two ducted fans, and I'm just thinking that viewer may have this boat and is planning to put ducted fans on it, because you could put a ducted fan on each sponson. Now, this viewer has plenty of fast boats. The viewer's a he. Okay, so he's got fast boats, he's got slow boats, he's got all kinds of boats. So, something like this might just be kind of a cool project to go, well, can I do it? Now, I'm totally behind that. You know me. I'm more into that anyway. I kind of like to dabble around the edges anyway. Little micro stuff, So I got to thinking about this guy's plan, and you know what? That might actually work. Now, it won't be a speed demon, but you could set it up to work pretty well. Now, the secret would be, where would you balance it? Would you balance it like a V-hull up here? Would you balance it like a hydroplane back here? What about the thrust coming from here? So That's going to be a fun challenge. And finally, boys and girls, remember this pegboard? This pegboard used to be up here. And this is just a piece of it. And look at here. What is this? Why, it's a square hole in the pegboard. Oh my God. Somebody laser cut a square hole here in this pegboard, and it looks like they're testing speed and interval. Oh, this is speed and intensity of the laser. Don't tell. That's right, boys and girls. It's running. Now I need to figure out how to import my drawings and get the scale and 0 point correct. I draw my drawings at scale, and I put the corner at 0, 0, 0. So I need to make sure that when I import all my drawings, that 0, 0, 0 on my drawings equates to this point right here on the laser. So that's my project for this weekend. Actually, it's going to rain tomorrow. I was going to go to the boat. I was going to go to the pond, but the weather's going to go south. So it'll be a good time to get my computer talking to the machine. But there you go. It burned through 1/8-inch masonite with a clean burn. Huh? What do you think? 16th plywood is like paper compared to this stuff. So I thought I'd fill you in, give you some things to think about, give my viewer my thoughts. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, yeah, do it. That might be kind of fun. So until next time, boys and girls, jet out.